The following program is brought to you by McDivitt Law Firm.
I'm so tired of dragging these boxes of books everywhere we go. We have a mission. Take the books you want to take, you take the books you want to take, the rest we'll get rid of.
There are like 4 of mine in here.
No, that's irrelevant. What matters is we get rid of them.
We're the McDivitt family.
We run a law firm together in Colorado.
Working together can have its challenges.
But at the end of the day,
We're still family.
we work together.
We celebrate together.
And we build traditions together.
This is Family Style with the McDivitts.
Every few months, my mom tries in earnest to get us to her house to go through some of the things that we still have stashed in their closets.
101 Ways to Get Straight A's. Now, who read this cover to cover?
This book has not even been opened.
I don't recall it because I certainly didn't read it.
How about
Okay.
10,000 jokes, toast stories?
Ooh, they're long jokes. A guy says, something came into my mind just now and went away again. And then the woman says, perhaps it was lonely.
Okay, now I get it. The idea was lonely because it was in his head.
Fun with hieroglyphics.
Be good for the kids to learn. They need to learn a second language.
Yeah. There you go. That'll come in handy. When you put these together, it's like emojis in text messages.
Build that pyramid, smiley face. Pyramid's not built yet, frowning face.
There's a way to do this. Just you keep, donate, throw away. Let's keep this moving.
They might be, oh my gosh, a typewriter.
Basic writing skills.
A typewriter.
So Lisa, do you understand what you can do with this? You can use this to create legible words.
There's a very good chance that I learned my handwriting from the hieroglyphic book.
She basically taught herself to write cursive. So she just kind of made up her own way to do the cursive letters.
It's like its own code. I have hundreds of journals, and they're very personal. But I leave them out in the open. Those things are encrypted.
I do know this is yours, but I'm gonna make an argument for why. You probably owe mom and dad thousands of dollars in storage fees for your books. This one's called Bond and Beyond. This is probably wasted on you.
I got her hooked on James Bond when we were kids. I've just got to convince my sister to let me keep her James Bond book collection.
Why would it be wasted on me?
Because it's about James Bond.
I did my college thesis on James Bond.
Yeah, because you know how much I like James Bond, and I got you excited about James Bond.
If you want that book, write it down and buy it yourself.
You can take that book, but I want something in return. I want to be able to wear my shoes in your house.
Oh, nope, you can have the book.
And if we keep this up, we'll never finish this project.
Who wants the Helter Skelter thing?
There's a huge difference between Helter Skelter and a book about Helen Keller.
Oh my gosh, Mike, they're not even close. Oh my gosh, David, who'd you,
These are from me.
in what were you, 6th grade?
Is that your handwriting? David, is your handwriting hard to read on there?
Well, yeah, but I was 9. It's because I had to maximize the space. I'm all about efficiency here. Hi, 3 exclamation marks. We just got to Thailand. It's hot, muggy, and humid here.
Is that in hieroglyphics, David?
Hugs and smooches.
That's embarrassing, isn't it?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It's not from...
This is from Lisa.
Zombies, or was it being tackled? All right.
Single Dad's Guide, episode 209, Laundry.
Hi, I'm David McDivitt, a full-time single dad. When you're a single parent, you have to do all the chores. And one of the most important is cleaning your kids' clothes. This is the Single Dad's Guide to Laundry. Listen, kids have an amazing ability to attract stuff on their clothes. There isn't a day that goes by when your kids won't come home covered in head to toe with something. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here's the thing about kids. They're just not as careful about things as adults. They leave stuff out all the time. Clay art, food, drinks, paint. If they leave it out long enough, I guarantee you at some point they're going to be wearing it. What is this stuff? They make messes. Frankly, they're a little clumsy. Oh, shoot. Okay, here are my tips. Make sure the kids know where the hamper is. Make sure that they understand your expectation. And then when it comes to laundry day, I really like to try to involve my kids in the process. Hey, Dad. Sorry, Dad. Do you want to come and fold some clothes? So I find that I do a lot of the laundry alone. Oh gosh. You get pretty good about diagnosing where your kids have been based on the stains that they have on the next episode of CSI Laundry. What am I touching right now? Is that chocolate? That's not chocolate. Mustard stains, ketchup stains, pasta stains, ketchup and pasta stains, blood stains, ketchup, pasta, and blood stains all mixed up. Those are really tough to get out. How hard is it to find a hamper? Some of these stains, you know where they came from, and you don't want to be touching them with a 10-foot pole. Oh my gosh, what is this? This can't be human. In those situations, it's time to reach for your go bag. Oh, what did you get into? Where did that come from? Don't you care? Do you know how to eat? Do you know what these are for? Your shirt is not a napkin. Do you not love me? Seriously, do you not love me? Sometimes the clothes are so bad, you just have to throw them away. As a parent, you know this. Every day is laundry day. It's your birthday, it's laundry day. It's Halloween, it's laundry day. Happy Easter, happy laundry day. I'm exhausted right now. Okay, the trick is just trying to be ahead of the game. If you can stay on top of this project, you're gonna have plenty of time to do all of the other things that you want to do as a single parent, like drink heavily. But it's a labor of love. We do it for our kids because we want them to be able to start every day with fresh clothes. It helps give them a great start for their day and helps boost their self-esteem. Sometimes just doing your kids' laundry gives you that sense of accomplishment that you've done something good for your kids. Oh, no. 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 I just cleaned this. I just cleaned this. No. Oh, gosh. I can't believe this. Nikki, Luke. And at the end, maybe you'll even find some joy in this process. No, guys, don't worry about me. I got it. Okay, I'll work around you guys. Now, what am I doing?
I want to hear about 4th of July planning. Why do you love it? Who loves it the most?
Because I know we got together to plan the 4th of July. I know that. We have to do this because when my mom comes, I want her to see that the puzzle she gave me, that we've been working on it and that we have it either completed or almost completed.
You know, this is like looking for a needle in a haystack.
We are not a family that typically does puzzles.
But Mom, this puzzle is maddening.
We're steeped in traditions, and the 4th is just part of it.
This is one of the big holidays that as a family we get together and celebrate.
George Washington had everything to gain by just saying, I want to be king of America. And he walked away from that.
Mike could talk about the Revolutionary War for days.
First of all, let's start with the basics. Why don't we have a barbecue? We've got to at least agree to that.
And we'll have it here.
But you always do it. I've never seen anyone else.
Are you kidding me? I always think
This
Dad won't do it the right
I start out doing it. And the moment he gets a whiff of the fact that I'm out to the grill, Dad walks out and
Dad tries to sneak over there.
Dad, would you like a little help? As he nudges, pushes me aside.
I know if I don't do it, he's gonna end up grilling the food. If that happens, it's a disaster.
As far as I know, David does not cook. He orders pizza. I'm pretty sure he microwaves things. He certainly doesn't prepare the patties, I'll put it that way. My mom does that, so let's not give David too much credit here.
The whole time I thought that you were the one who grills. Every time I look out there, you've got the meat, you put it on the grill.
It's a joint venture.
I hate this puzzle. I'm sorry, Grandma. I think this is why Grandma gave you the puzzle, Mom, and she didn't give it to me. I don't think she had the expectation I would be doing this.
I would like to say that this is an important holiday. It's representative of everything that's good about this great country of ours. And it's a time for us to get some instruction and help our kids understand the value of our institutions of America.
If you just mention Alexander Hamilton, he could talk for an hour and could end up at Alexander the Great.
And one thing, maybe, regardless of who we invite, maybe you just keep your speeches to a minimum.
You mean shorter than 15 minutes?
Shorter than 15 minutes would be good.
All right.
So can I make my cake this year?
Yes.
My flag cake?
I love this cake. It's my thing.
Lisa, you do remember that first
I
time
remember
you
the
made
cake.
Do you remember that?
All remember
We
the
had that
cake.
French foreign exchange student who we were going to show him
Andrea.
all about the tradition. You had gone to culinary school.
Yes, I had in France, and this is why we had him there, is because that was part of the exchange. So I thought a nice gesture would be to make a cake from this recipe.
cake?
The problem is the metrics changed, so the measurements were different.
So it was kilograms and other metric system terms.
Boy, that cake came out hard as a rock. Really set back French-American relations, about 10 years, I'd say.
But you're better now, right?
I think I bought them for a long time after that.
Usually they compliment me for how neat the strawberries are aligned or how well the blueberries clustered. And I'm really proud of it. Just realizing now, I think maybe they don't like it.
Can you hand me that? Right there. I'll just grab it.
You realize how many I've done? 0.
Well,
That doesn't surprise me.
It's hard. I'm
You have
just
to put
looking for
effort into it, Dad.
straight
It's
edges.
just, you know, I think interest is important.
no, I am. Oh! I got it.
Great.
The Civil War was really the completion of the Declaration of Independence, the Revolutionary War.
Where does a guy fit in around this family anyway?
Should we do a theme?
The kids could act out a play.
They would.
I don't think we need to do a play.
Yes, this is great.
That's really
This
funny.
is fantastic. That's what we'll do.
Great.
And I'll go get a costume.
You have a lot of
And who's going to be
costumes.
George Washington? One of the reasons that we won that war is because George Washington learned the secret of surviving.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. You can tell Grandma, please, that I worked on the puzzle. This was a really good idea, but this is driving me nuts. I'm done.
And tell her I was here too, okay?
Okay.
I want to stay.
Well, you
I'll
do?
help you, yeah.
Oh, this is great.
I'm addicted.
Okay, well, I'll help you because you seem to be better at this than I am.
You had something about the American dream you wanted to add.
Well, and this is more serious. My dad is very passionate about the American dream and the American ideal and the Constitution and what it stands for. And that's why this holiday really is so important to him and so special for all of us. The more that we can, sorry. This is my effort to not get emotional. Okay. Part of it is because I grew up with my mom and dad really not just pushing the American dream for themselves, but having lived it. I mean, they came from nothing. They built their lives up from helping other people through the civil justice system, which is a uniquely American thing. I think it's important that we also remember that the American dream is not always accessible to everyone in our country. It's an ideal that we still strive for. It starts with getting together as a family, and it's passing it on to our kids and letting them know what this dream and this ideal is all about. And as much as we make fun of my dad for going on and on, that really is what he's trying to do. That's why he loves this holiday so much.
Well, wait, who asked Mike to give a lecture on
Also-
who asked?
Is there anything else you want to know, Stan?
Oh, Stan!
We have to be really quiet.
So should I unmute it now?
Well, is he asking you a question? Go ahead and unmute it. Yeah, go ahead and unmute it. So right now, my daughter is taking a beginning American history class, which is great for us. Do I know all the answers? Well, I'm sure her class is pretty easy. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I know all the answers.
All right, guys, welcome to your AP U.S. History class.
What?
I thought before we go over our homework assignments, we'd do a couple lessons first on the Revolutionary War.
Look, school's a lot harder than when I grew up. Children's education is crucial, and as parents, we want to create the best environment for our kids to learn. This is the Single Dad's Guide to Homework. We want our children to be able to learn when they're in the classroom, when they're at school, but also when they're at home and they're doing their homework. I'd like to be able to help my children tune out all of the other distractions so that when they're sitting at the table to do their homework, or maybe they're doing some online work with their class, they are focused, they are inspired. What I like to do is surround them with objects, things that make them think of learning, things that we all look at and say, that's an educational thing, like busts of famous people or great literature.
Listen real quick before our questions about another patriot.
Yes, that they can.
The other thing that I do, and especially when my children are engaging in some kind of online learning situation, is to make sure that I create a place for them that is distraction-free. One of the things that I bought
is a backdrop so that I can put behind my son or my daughter when they're on a video call with their teachers and their classmates. I want my children to feel like they're in a great environment where they can focus on learning and that there's no distraction behind them either. So much of what I'm doing to create a distraction-free environment is to help other children in the class.
Hey, I'll just go, please.
Also, I've got some lights. I bought some studio lights. They're the kind of things that you would use if you were in a television production. And I'll set them up sometimes just to make sure the lighting on my kids is right, because I want to make sure that they're presenting themselves in the best light possible when they're on a class. If there are siblings, make sure they're separated, and make sure as a parent, you're not a distraction either.
All right, guys, so let's dive into our assignment questions. So our first question, which founding father's child was a British loyalist and moved to England instead of joining the American cause?
I know that answer.
Luke, honey, no, obviously not. Honey, she's in class, okay?
The Revolutionary War.
Oh, uh-oh.
Luke.
Okay, so you logged her out, honey.
We lost you there for a second, Nikki.
Yeah.
Welcome back. I don't know.
Sorry about that. That was, don't worry, Mr. B, don't worry about that. That was Luke. He came over. He's not gonna do it again. We're good. No, honey, no.
So the question was, do you know the last U.S. capital before it was Washington, D.C.?
Look, I've got experience. A lot of these questions, I have the answers.
Anybody know?
Philadelphia, Nikki. So I do want to try to be available every chance I can in order to support my kids if there's a question they don't have the answer for. Raise your hand, honey. Raise it, honey.
Philadelphia.
Incorrect.
We are building tomorrow's leaders. We want to set our children up to be the best versions of themselves, to be able to identify what it is that's important for them, and to have the tools and the techniques so that they can apply themselves and that they can realize their dreams.
So with that,
okay,
class is over, all right, guys?
What? No. We're good. We're good. She's in the frame now. We've got her in the frame.
Tonight's assignment, we're going to be reading chapter 7 through 17. And lastly, make sure to know the answer to the question, which founding father's child was a British loyalist and moved to England instead of joining the American cause?
Bye, Mr. B. Here, this is the answer.
Benjamin Franklin? How did you know that, Luke?
Grandpa Mike must have told him at the 4th of July.
Huh. Okay. I feel good. I think we got.
Let's just get a little room tone. Room tone.
Everybody sit quietly.
Mickey. Oh, Mickey. And then 2 for Stan. Okay, another one for Stan. So I thought what we could do is go down to La Junta and get sort of a photo shoot of Dad and you where we grew up. The last time we were there, we were really little.
It was a business trip.
David thinks that you roll your eyes at me when you're thinking about ideas that I put out there.
No, I'm thinking about the 4 of us in a car.
Uh-oh.
That's all right.
I think we got the wrong order. I think I accidentally got a salad in a sandwich.
Ooh.
Today at the lunch meeting, I wanted to float the idea of getting the whole family down to La Junta for a quick photo shoot.
Driving's not my favorite thing to do.
Listen, we've had numerous road trips to La Junta.
Road trips with our family turn out okay eventually. There's quite a lot of drama going into it.
Mike is not a big fan of road trips. He even hates to ride in a car, let alone drive a car. It's not pleasant for anybody.
You just literally get behind the wheel and start driving with the attitude that somebody's going to tell you where to go.
Your mother usually told me where to go. Karen really does not like to drive. She is a good backseat driver from the front seat, which makes it even worse.
The worst thing to ever do is have a conversation with her when she's a passenger and he is driving.
Yes.
Because she will make noises on the phone with you, will make you think they are dying.
Yeah, you think it's the last time I'm gonna hear from you.
I'm pretty sure she hears a lot, but when I talk to her, I have to quit telling Mike, slow down, Mike, or do this, Mike.
I know where I'm going. I know how I want to get there. Dad, he kind of doesn't even know where he's going, doesn't know how he's going to get there, but he doesn't care.
To me, it doesn't matter. You get from A to B, and let me do it my way. Well, David, you want to drive?
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to argue with you. If you like to drive, I'll let you drive.
Those trips back and forth, even when we went from La Junta to Pueblo, your dad would want to fall asleep. Get out, run around the car.
If I found myself getting a little bit tired, I would pull over, get out of the car, do jumping jacks, I'd do push-ups, I would run in place. Of course, a car would pass by every once in a while. They'd see me doing this, and I know they thought I was probably crazy.
He would do this one.
that while he's driving.
One hand on the wheel and slap my face real hard. It would be hard enough to wake up one of the kids sometimes.
Why do you think you get so tired in a car?
You just sit there and you sit there and you sit. I mean, it's monotonous.
Why did you never drive?
I will tell you this, because if I drove, he would sleep, Mike goes to sleep. And then I'm driving and there's no one to talk to. So when he drives, I entertain him by talking, which maybe isn't that entertaining, but anyway, that's what I do.
You two are view pushers. That's exactly what it's like being in a car with you.
What kind of pushers?
View pushers. Look at the mountains.
The view.
Oh yeah, no, but look at that.
I think the reason why is because not enough people appreciate how beautiful it is outside when you're
But you
driving.
want them to appreciate it at the same level that you appreciate it.
I mean, let's talk about what a view is. Mountain sunset is a view. Corn.
Corn can be a beautiful view.
When you kids would get bored and there wouldn't be anything outside the windows, you would say, well, where are we? And we would say, we're in limbo.
That scared me, because you know what else you said? I'd say, well, who lives in limbo? And you'd said, limbo-beanas live in limbo.
Oh, yeah. When you have to answer a million questions from kids in the back seat, you come up with some responses. So I made it up, limbo-beanas.
When you're 5 years old, what are you supposed to think when they say there are limbo-beanas outside the car and it's dark outside?
Well, my first thought is a little bean-sized guy.
Yeah.
Little beans.
Well, not mine.
Okay.
Not mine. I'm picturing like these face-sucking aliens that come out of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere. They suck your blood.
When I get out of the car and do jumping jacks, were you worried that a limbo-beana was going to
Yes, I was. I was always worried you're going to be attacked by a limbo-beana.
David seemed to take it more seriously than Lisa did.
I could drive too. You don't have to drive because
I like to drive.
But I enjoy it too.
I know, but I mean, that's my thing.
We could.
When it's a family, I drive.
How do I put this nicely? He already dominates an environment, so now we're gonna let him dominate the car trip.
Lisa needs a turn.
Yeah, take turns,
This is
David.
not a sexist family, by the way.
No, I know it's not. This is not a sexist thing. It's just like driving the car is my thing. Your thing is something else. I don't know what your thing is.
What is my thing?
I don't know. But my thing is when we're a group and we need to go somewhere, I drive. I don't like to give her a lot of control because I don't trust her with pretty much anything. It's all or nothing with me.
Well, then
If I'm not going to drive, I'm not going to drive. You can't count on me to back up drive. Okay, you want to drive? You drive. It's on you. If we get to Lahana, great, congratulations. If we don't, that's on you. You own that.
You want to drive, but you want to stop for coffee. That's fine. Mom and I are going to sit in the back and take a nap. How about that?
Honestly, David, I think you're making that up. I think if you had been afraid of limbo-beanas, you would have told me.
Kids don't tell their parents everything they're afraid of. That comes out later in therapy. All of a sudden, they hear in the distance,
It's a wolf.
No, it's not a wolf. It's not a, no. Shh, I'm telling the story. For parents and kids alike, holidays are so important, and Halloween is no exception. There's nothing like telling a story that makes the hair on the back of your neck stand on end. This is the Single Dad's Guide to Telling Spooky Stories. Stories serve so many different purposes. There are often moral lessons built into these stories. Sure, some of the stories that were passed down to us and that we continue to say to our kids, they're kind of inherently spooky. I mean, think about the boy who cried wolf. I mean, a wolf eats that kid. What you don't want is to tell your kids the kind of scary stories that scared you when you were a kid, like the Limbo-beana story. That still scares me. The trick to the perfect Halloween story is it's got a little bit of scare to it, but at the end of the day, it's not too scary that the kids won't be able to go to sleep.
It's a witch.
It's not a witch.
It's a frog.
No, it's not. Bats.
It's a frog.
No, it's their dog. It's their dog. They left their dog outside. You won't let. No, I know, but it's their dog. They locked their dog out that night. The last thing you want is for your kids to feel like they have to stay up all night under the covers with their flashlight, just waiting to see what kind of monster might come out of the closet.
Dad, that story is the stupidest story I ever heard in my life. Same.
Okay. First, have your characters have a mission, and then something goes awry. This was a long time ago when
I think their car broke down.
the car did break down. Put something in the story that they've been a little worried about, but not something so that they're so concerned they can't stay focused. The car did break down, and this is before they had GPS, okay? And the map didn't disclose what was on this old road in the middle. Tell you. So it didn't tell you what was down this old dirt road. Kids demand details. If you've got a monster in your story, you've got to give them details about their teeth, about their eyes, about their arms and their fingers. And the dad is scared, and the mom is scared, and the kids are scared. And then, boom, the spooky thing happens. Then there's a face outside their window of their car, and it's a policeman, and he says, "Are you guys lost? Can I help you?" If you don't nail these details, the kids won't buy it.
Daddy, your story wasn't scary.
I think he was too scared. If you do this right, you're gonna have a great Halloween season. You'll develop some incredible memories, and your kids are gonna remember this forever.
I'm gonna tell you a better story. It was a dark and stormy night, and they were driving down the highway. They knew when they were on the road that they shouldn't stop, but the dad was getting too tired and he had to pull over. Then the mom said, "We're in the middle of limbo. Aren't you scared of limbobinas?" The dad said, "That's okay. I'm just going to do a couple jumping jacks and run out around the car a couple times, and then I'll be awake and we'll be on our way." Then the little boy and the little girl said, "He has great big googly eyes, a sucker mouth, and a big blue body." And the dad said, "I'm gonna run around the car 3 times and get back in." So then he ran around once, and then twice. And then the kids looked out into the rain, and they didn't see the dad again. But off into the distance, they saw a pair of googly eyes. "Okay, Dad, I'm getting kind of tired. Now I think it's time for me to go to bed."
I'm being ridiculous. I'm a grown man. I'm going to sleep. It's okay. You're a grown man. Go to sleep. It's okay. They're not real. There are no limbobinas.
This is Karen McDivitt, post-Thanksgiving dinner every year. I do so much work for this event to get the family together, and I don't even know if people appreciate it. And I swear I'm not gonna do it again. She's doing it again.
How many days do I have to prepare for this?
Well, we're starting this early for the rest of the meal.
Should I go home and start the potato?
I think they make a frozen potato now that I could thaw and mash up. Probably better buy some of those.
Stop that. I'm trying to do a puzzle.
This program was brought to you by McDivitt Law Firm.
Oh, look at this. I'm wearing a suit with a bow and arrow.
So we're working on that album.
My idea was to have everybody get together and we go through the photos and we pick the best of.
You guys really want to do this?
No, Dad, I don't want to do this.
We did.
There are going to be times where you're going to have to work from home. What I like to do is make sure that the kids have plenty of activities so that they remain occupied and I'm able to get my work done. This is the Single Dad's Guide to Working from Home.